Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Welcome to the Citizen channel. We look forward to the visit of Leeds United. When I was a kid, that was one of the big games when they used to come to Main Road. We used to have police training dogs doing special obstacle courses, lots of different entertainment when teams like Leeds came to Main Road. I remember that very well. So here they are, they're visiting the Etihad this time on the 10th of April. 12:30 p.m. kick-off, nice early one. It's on BT Sport, of course. So today we're going to have our usual features in this preview programme, including a look at our opponents, my potential starting 11, who should be included, and perhaps with one eye on the second leg in Dortmund coming up, who should be rested for that. We'll have the history boys, of course, a little bit on that at the moment. Not as in-depth, but there's something out there that you can have a look at if you get a chance as well. More on that in a moment. Of course, my thoughts on the game, and of course the odds on the game as well. And just for fun bets, if you fancy a little flutter, just sort of things that took my eye that might be worth a few pennies on. That's all. We don't go mad, as we say. We never condone gambling on this channel. Please, if you're new to this channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications if you enjoy this. Try to inform and entertain and do City history, City presents, City magazine vlogs, City quizzes, City book clubs, lots of stuff. So that if you enjoy anything to do with City, please stick with this channel. I do doing one vlog a day at the moment, so sometimes it might be there's a couple coming out, but usually we get one a day. But it's a matter of squeezing things in when these games are coming thick and fast as well. And if you do check the playlists, I do have a film and TV channel as well. So we've got a little break from football. You enjoy films and TV. I do reviews and information blogs and what's out to buy, what's coming to the cinema, etc, etc. So lots of information. Certain actors you may like that I do a little review on what's coming soon from what they're doing on their slate. So anything like that, if you're into film and TV, just have a look at that as well. If you don't worry, there's loads of football stuff. And if you want any followers or friends on Twitter and Facebook, just check the links on screen. I do check every 3 or 4 days. I follow and friend everyone back on there, and of course post loads of stuff on football, particularly City, on Facebook and Twitter as well. And all comments welcome. New comments from new subscribers, fantastic if you can. I've got my regulars now. I love it all. Keep it coming, lads, lads and girls, guys and gals. We can all be called guys now, isn't it? You're all called guys now. So keep them comments coming. If you haven't got time for a comment today, just give us a thumbs up. It's nice. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs ups. Right, here we go. So what we're looking at here, right, the history boys. Yeah, please, as I say, check out. I think I published that on the 3rd of April. I did a special. This is why I'm not doing a special history boys on Leeds today, because I did a little special one anyway on the game at Main Road on the 4th of April 1992. I knew this game was coming up, so I had a look at back for that. When Leeds were going for the title, we still had an outside chance at the title then, and we were actually going to try and guarantee European qualification by finishing in the top 3. So obviously it was an interesting game all round. So please check out my old vlog. There'll be links below anyway for that. That vlog. Please check that out. That's my equivalent of the History Boys special today. As I say, I do a little bit of History Boys on here, but obviously I have a separate one now. But that sort of covers for that this time. So I'll check that out anyway. Last time, yes, we do have a little bit more of a History Boys on this one. 22nd of December 2003 was the last time we played in the Premier League against Leeds United. I'm not talking about cup games. And that was City 1, Leeds 1. And that was the first season, of course, in the Etihad, wasn't it? 2003. I was sat in the front of well, it's now the Colin Bell stand, isn't it? I was sat right at the front in a similar position to where I finished in the old Kippack. So, yeah, I was looking at a couple of old games the other day, and I think I just spotted myself in the distance with my lad next to me, but I wasn't quite sure. I'll have a closer look one day. Anyway, City 1, Leeds 1, attendance 47,126. The scorers that day, Viduka scored for Leeds after 24 minutes. A dreadful error by Mr. Somme on the edge of the box. Yeah, shocking mistake. If you watch that, if you put it into YouTube, there's some highlights on there. And of course, Sibierski equalised for City from a Sunji high cross, a superb header, fantastic header. I mean, I wish we had guys could head like that nowadays, but there you go. Well, I think Stones perhaps does occasionally, doesn't he? But yeah, fantastic headed equaliser by Sibierski. The City team that day was Seaman, Dunn, Distan, Son, Somme, Barton, Wright, Phillips, Rayner, Rayner, his lad, played, didn't he, the other night? McManaman and Elka Fowler. Subs that came on were One Chop came on, Sibierski came on, came on as a sub. Tarnett was unused, Macken came on, and Ellegard was unused. Leeds was Robinson, Kelly, Dewberry, Radaby, Hart, Pennant, Smith, Batty, Matteo, Milner, Viduka, subs McPhail, he came on, Bridges, who came on, Kilgallen, who came on, and Maurice and Carson were unused. Overall, at home against Leeds, we played 47, we've won 26, drawn 9 and lost 12, so that's not too bad. 84 goals for and 48 against. The biggest wins go back to 30th of April, 37-38. You know, I wasn't there that season. Was my dad? Probably not. My granddad might have been. 6-2 on the 30th of April, 1938. Yeah, so it's 37-38 season. This was our penultimate game of the season. Watched just about 26,732 were rattling round. We didn't have the greatest of season. We were watching at Main Road that night. And we sort of appeared, we finished that game, we won it 6-2. It looked as though we were going to survive. We actually... This was City's 8th game in April, which we did play a lot of games in April with the Easter in those days. But this was our 8th game in April. You think about what we're playing now. But it was normal to play 6 or 7 in April. We'd actually played 8 that April. So that was quite an achievement, really, to play that. And the team that night that won 6-2 was Swift, Clark, Barkas, Percival, Nielsen, McDowell, Pritchard, Hurd, Heel, Doherty and Brook. And it was a Doherty hat-trick plus goals from Brook, Heel and Percival that actually won the game. Yeah, as I said, it looked as though we were pretty safe then. That's sort of propelled City up to 16th place in the league with just one game to go for every club. There was 8 to 9 teams still under threat of relegation, which obviously City were. Very tight bottom half of the table. And all we had to do was go to Huddersfield and draw. And obviously, even though we lost, unfortunately, 1-0. It still other teams had to sort of win as well. And they all won. So we ended up getting relegated third from bottom. So not very impressed with that, were we? So it was a bit disappointing to be honest. I think it was third from bottom. I may be wrong with that, but bear with me. The table's up there anyway. You'll see where we were and we got relegated. So there you go. We say Huddersfield, they were on the same points as us at the time. So say only a draw would have done against Huddersfield, and I think I would have kept both of us up, but obviously me and Huddersfield beat us 1-0, so wasn't great. Leeds finished 9th that season, and actually Arsenal won the title. Our biggest defeat, we go back to 2000, 2001, yeah, so quite recent, well for me anyway, 20 years, it seems 5 minutes ago. 34,288 were at Main Road for that one, January the 13th. City team that day was Weaver, Edgell, Dunn, Morrison, Howitt, Granville, Whitley, Jeff, Harlan, Tiato, One Chop and Go-To with subs Pryor, Wright, Phillips, Dickoff, Grant and Nash. The Leeds team, again, Robinson, Mills, Redeby, Ferdinand, Matteo, Bowyer, Decourt, Backett, Wilcox, Viduka and Smith. Their subs were Keane, Hart, Woodgate, Batty and Martin. Yeah, despite beating Leeds away early in the season, we actually went into that game sitting 19th in the table under Joe Royle. Leeds were 14th, and of course we lost that 4-0, so that's our biggest defeat at home. And we would only actually win one more home game from then on to the end of the season. We were relegated third bottom. Yeah, that's where I'm getting confused, isn't it? Yeah, because we were third bottom that one. I think we were obviously second bottom in the other game, the 37-38 season. My apologies. So yeah, with an 8-point gap to fourth bottom, and safe with Derby County 8 points behind us. So we were well down that season. We didn't do great, did we? Leeds themselves went on a good run after this, even though they were quite low down, and managed to finish fourth. And the referee that day, believe it or not, I couldn't believe it when I looked at it. I thought, couldn't have been. Mike Dean, there you go. Just how old is he? I mean, but I think this was his first season, 2001, I think it was his first season refereeing in the top league, so he's been around for about 20 years. But I did laugh when I looked at it. I did double check just to make sure it was the Mike Dean, and yes it was the Mike Dean. Yeah, I think he was just as bald then, if I remember rightly. I'm not too sure. How are they doing? So that's the history, boys. Hope you enjoyed that. Any memories you've got of Leeds? I mean, I've got loads of memories of Leeds games, but I can only do so much. And as I said, once these things get going season on season, if you still stick with me, we'll be doing lots more history boys stuff on City against Leeds United. How are they doing? Yeah, Leeds sit 11th at the moment, so they are in the bottom half of the table. The last 4 games away from home, they beat Fulham 2-1. They've lost to West Ham 2-0, lost to Wolves 1-0, and lost to Arsenal 4-2. So not fantastic away. They've won 7 and won 7 and lost 8 away from home. And all 3 of those 8 they've lost, obviously, in those last 4 games I've just noted there, although the home form's quite good. And a top 10 finish looks very, very possible. I mean, they're still talking. I've seen on websites and various places. They're still dreaming of a Europe qualification, which might be pushing it a little bit. But if they collect points in their next 3 games, do you think they're playing us, they're playing United, and they're playing Liverpool the next 3 games? So if they come out of them with, let's say, 6 points, let's not say nothing from us and 6 points against Liverpool and United, and there might be possibilities, of course. Bielsa's got a almost fully fit squad to choose from after all his players return from, like ourselves, international break, all fine. The 2-1 win over Blades moved Bielsa's men onto 42 points, so I say they're in 11th, but there's only... It's a pretty safe amount, that, isn't it? It's only West Ham in 2003 that have ever been relegated with that sort of points tally. So with 8 games left, I mean, obviously there's no chance of relegation, is there? Currently, Adam Forshaw's the only absentee, so a bit like City. I mean, not quite a full squad. And, of course, ineligible to play is Mr. Harrison, of course, who's still on our books, isn't he? So yeah, he's got all his guys to choose from. We've played them before, haven't we? Obviously, not so great. I mean, we were pretty poor at Ellen Road. I thought we started really well from memory. Now I've not gone back and re-watched it. I think I was disappointed in that game. But they sort of took. Even though we had a lot of possession, they just looked more dangerous, didn't they? And we all know, obviously, a 1-1 draw was quite upsetting at the time, but we all know we're a different kettle of fish now, aren't we? We're a different proposition to that City, let's be honest about it. I think it was that Diaz's first game as well, so we had Diaz in that one as well. So I'd be very, very disappointed with anything less than a comfortable win here. I mean, obviously it's gonna all hinge on the team he picks, obviously, as I say. But even if he makes 6 or 7 changes, surely we've got the calibre of player now. I don't worry so much as I used to worry perhaps a couple of months ago, but we'll see, won't we? Perhaps Leeds can play a sort of fast pace to unsettle us anyway if we do start making too many changes. So that could be a problem. Of course, Pep will be nice about Bielsa. He'll be very nice about telling what a wonderful manager he is. I expect to see that in any interviews he does. But I'm hoping that we'll just go for it and hopefully be a couple of goals up by half-time and finish this off quite quickly. But we'll have to see, won't we? His Pep's press conference is Friday before the game at 1:30 p.m. GMT time. And, of course, I think he will have an eye on Dortmund. I know he'll say he'll take a game at a time. We'll look forward to Leeds, but he's going to have one eye on that. I mean, I'm going to do my 11 in a minute, but in the same way, I'm trying to put his head on, which is quite hard to do, isn't it? But of course, he's going to have one eye on Dortmund. I think he has. I think this team will tell us as well. This team will give an idea, won't it, what we're going to be playing against Dortmund, because that is far from over, that tie, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. So it will give us a clue, won't it? So my 11, is you let me know what you think of your 11. But as I say, I got 10 right last time, didn't I? So let's have a look. I've kept Zinchenko away from it this time, but I'll go through my thinking on that. Yeah, my 11 for this Leeds visit. I nearly thought, was he going to rest Edison and give him a bit of a G up after that, bit of his too cool and calm, wasn't he, against Dortmund the other day, and we got caught out with Bellingham, but we got away with it. But I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt he will. I doubt he will sort of put him on the back burner, because I don't think Stefan is up to actually challenge him, to be honest with you. So I am going Edison. And I think I put Cancelo there, Stones, Laporte. So I'm going to give Diaz a rest. I mean, give him a rest. He's playing lots and lots of games. Mendy, I put Mendy in there because he didn't let us down last time, did he? And I think he'd rather play Mendy here than he will in Germany. So I put Mendy. It's a funny one, isn't it? I put Rodri and Gundogan in again on the basis that I don't think Rodri will play in Germany in the second leg. And I think he'll obviously miss a certain other gentleman will come in who's not going to play, but a bit more on that in a minute. So I put Rodri and Gundogan in there, but obviously I put Gundogan in because I don't think KDB will play either. I think he'll rest KDB, so I'm using Gundogan as if you like the Gundalorian. Once if KDB's not there, he becomes our sort of linchpin. So I've put Gundogan and then Bernardo, who took off early, obviously, and then Sterling, Torres, and Aguero. Yeah, I just think he'll start Aguero. Surely he'll start Aguero. I can't see that he won't. So there you go. Edison, Cancelo, Stones, Laporte, Mendy, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo, Sterling, Torres, and Aguero. Let me know what you think. I mean, saving for Dortmund. I think he's saving Walker. I think Walker will play in Dortmund. I think Diaz will play in Dortmund. I think Fernandinho will play in Dortmund. I think obviously KDB will play in Dortmund. Will he be a bit disappointed with Foden's return on goals? I don't know. I'm saying that he'll be earmarked for Dortmund anyway, Foden. And also Mahrez, who was sort of the surprise, not surprise, but I was a bit when he was put in for the first leg of the Dortmund game, but I think he'll save him. But Fernandinho and Mahrez, I wouldn't be surprised to see him play against Leeds, to be honest with you, but I'm thinking he will save. Well, let me know what you think. And the only one that's a bit of a funny one is Aki. When's he going to play Aki? But I mean, is he going? Perhaps he might play him. Will he play him against Leeds? Will he be the sort of wild card there? And Aki will suddenly make an appearance. But he's got to give him time, hasn't he? He's got to give him 20, 30 minutes surely before he starts throwing him on from the start of a match. Anyway, let me know what you think. As I say, it's. But that team is definitely good enough. I'll give you my score prediction in a minute to beat Leeds. And I don't think, because of the football they play, I don't think we should panic that much. I think we should just enjoy it, enjoy the game. And, you know, I'm quite... Leeds don't always score away from home. You know, they have a lot of blanks as well, even though they are quite attacking. And I think they're going to rein it in a little bit against us. So I'm hoping that they won't score, but you never know. Match officials, match official referee, we've got Andre Mariner. Assistants, his linos are Scott Ledger and Richard West. The fourth official is Peter Bonks. VAR is David Coote, and assistant VAR is Peter Kirkup. Yeah, and my score prediction, my main score prediction, I'm going to go for 3-0 as my main score. I don't know what you... Let me know what you think anyway, what you think it'll be. Right, a little bit more about the football when we talk on this now. The odds, please... Never ever gamble than you can afford, and always when the funds stop, etc., etc. Be gamble aware on this as well. I say this is just for pennies for me. I never go mad. I'm probably, if I say a point, I'm probably putting a quid on at the moment. Sometimes I put 50p on. Sometimes I might put a couple of quid on a point. But if I say a point today, I'll only be putting a quid on. So it's nothing, just for a bit of interest, just for a bit of fun. Last time a little profit, last time a 1.13 point profit. So if you put a fiver on, you got £5 on. If you put a quid on, you got £1 on. I got a £1 on profit. So whatever you do. So that was a KDB first goal scorer that came in, and over 2.5 goals in the game that came in as well. So little profit last time, which was good after a total wipe out the game before. So that's not too bad. Looking at the betting just on Leeds, to finish in the top 10, they're 13-8. I think that's an okayish price. It's a price against, as I say, obviously after the next 3 games, you'll probably change drastically depending how they do. Obviously, say with us and Liverpool and United to play, but 13-8 isn't that bad. But a bottom 10 finish, which isn't beyond possibilities, is 1-2. So even if you think, well, they're not going to improve much and they'll stay in and around where they are in 11th spot, etc. So that's not bad at 1-2. Managers to go, I thought he'd be safe actually, Bielsa. I thought it'd be like 100-1, which is standard for all the safe managers. But for the next manager goes, Bielsa's only 66-1, so that's a bit mean. I can't see that happening anytime unless someone poaches him, I suppose. I'm sure Leeds won't push him because he's doing a good job. But a bit mean on that one. I thought 66-1, but there you go. Match odds 2-7 on's the best price I've got with the big bookmakers that I can see for City. 5-1 the draw and 11-1 for Leeds to win. Both teams to score. I thought the yes would be a favourite because a couple of the guys I've been reading on, looking at their betting tips, were sort of saying, it's both teams to score looks good. It looks because Leeds. But as I said, Leeds don't always score away from home, so I'm hoping we'll restrict them anyway to 0 or 1 as long as we score 3 or 4 or something like that. But both teams to score. Yes, is 4-5 on, so not a bad price, and no is even. So I'm not gone with my thoughts there and put evens though, because my bet's a bit later on. But they're both good prices, depending if you fancied either of them. Correct scores 3-0, which is what I'm saying. It's 19-2. I've got 19-2, so I've had a point on that. And I've gone 4-1. I'll give them a credit of a goal, even though I'm hoping they won't score one. I've gone 4-1 as well. That's 16-1, so that's just half a point on that, just as a sort of saver. If you fancy the 3-1, it's 21-2. If you fancy the 4-0 for City, which it was in that... obviously, that game I talked about, April 1992, that's on the vlog. That's 16-1. And you fancy the 2-2, a 2-2, which could be 4 goals. I mean, 2 goals each. That's 22-1. So that's not a bad price. Half time, full time. City to win half time. City to win full time is 10-11. So I've gone a couple of points on that. I've gone 2 points on 10-11. I think we should be winning at half-time, and I think we should be winning at full-time. So I think that's, I won't say a safe bet because, it's just tempts fate, doesn't it? But there you go. That's not a bad price. Draw and then City to win is 10-3. So you think Leeds will hold us for the first half and we'll win the second half. First goal scorer, yes, I got it last time, didn't I? But... yeah, you got Aguero, who I think will play. It's 10-3. That's not a bad price. Sterling's 9-2. Yeah, I think he'll be playing. That's a good price. Torres is 13-2. Again, that's a good price. But I've not bet on those, but they're good prices. Keep an eye on that. But anytime goal scorers, you get 2-1 on Gundogan. As I said, if he plays, that's not a bad price. And you've got 11-1 on Stones, who likes to pop up with the odd goal, doesn't he? So anytime goal scorers, they might be worth a look. My last under over market. I've gone for over 2.5 goals, which I think is a safe bet. I mean, surely there's going to be 3 goals plus in this, and it's 4-9. So all right, not a little bit restrictive, but I've had a couple of points on it. It's I think over 2.5. I mean, you fancied over 3.5. You're a bit more positive than I am. I'm being a bit cowardly, aren't I? But that's 6-5. So that is not a bad bet at all. But I've stuck me 2 points on the 4-9. So I've been a bit cowardly. If you don't like betting odds on, go for the over 3.5 because it's still very, very doable. Still very possible. 6-5. And the last one there is corners. Yeah, nearly. They do get a lot in corners in Leeds games, and obviously not in City games if we're hammering. But I don't think we're always hammering at the moment. I think if we get a goal or two, we don't go for the jugular at the moment. So I've only gone. I've looked at it. It's over 10.5. It's 5-6. So I think that's sort of not a bad one. If you fancied that, have a go for that. I say I won't be doing it, but if you fancied that, over 10.5. Corners in the game, so 11 plus 5-6. That's not really bad, so that's pretty good. Anyway, let me know if you're having a flutter what you're going to do anyway for the game. We're not really here show. We always have a quick look who's on there, don't we? That starts about an hour before kick-off, a bit at half time, and a little bit after the game. Of course, Natalie Pike's in charge again, and this week she welcomes Michael Brown, everyone's favourite, and Kevin Horlock. Well, he is surely everyone's favourite. So. The We're Not Really Here show on the Citizen channel. No. It might be one day. Who knows? I might take it over and say, come over and join me, Natalie and the guys. So that's Michael Brown and Kevin Orlock joining Natalie Pike. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Of course, I'll be back with a review of this game. Probably Saturday evening, actually. Obviously, being a 12:30 kick-off, I need probably a couple of hours to get everything together. So you're talking 5. I might be able to get it videoed by about before 6 and out on the internet between 6 and 7 or something like that. So keep your eyes out for that if you're interested. Anyway, the actual match review and all the usual features on there, of course. And check out all my City Pass stuff. That was the week that was featuring the Leicester and Dortmund games. That came out as I'm recording this just a couple of hours ago. So check that out. And of course, as I said, that Leeds thing. And on the 10th of April, so as I'm recording this, tomorrow, what date are we now? 2 days. Yeah, on the morning of the game it'll be out. So just obviously you'll be involved in that. But perhaps for later on, obviously when you're celebrating, on the 10th of April, there'll be a look back at April 1981. Significant, yes. It was a semi-final at Villa Park against Ipswich Town. So my very, very first semi-final in the FA Cup that I went to League Cup ones, but my first FA Cup semi-final, 11th of April 1981. So a little look back on that, and a little look back on the day with some little memories of my own, as well as what happened and when it happened. So please keep your eye out for that. Push that notification button so you know when these things are coming up. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this big match preview. Manchester City versus Leeds United. So let's do it. Let's get another 3 points in. Let's get near that title. it'd be nice. Say this. There's got 2 or 3. Got Villa away next, haven't we, in the league? So obviously there's a lot of big games coming up. Not particularly in the league, but obviously if we can get 3 points here, 3 points against Villa, I mean, we're almost there, aren't we? So come on. Anyway, what we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps you have a flit across, have a look at my film and TV channel, have a break from football, have a look at my film and TV channel. All I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.